Hey folks, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink and it's jazz time, and we are talking about the Autumne Leaves progression. What is the Autumne Leaves progression? It's the A part of the standard Autumne Leaves, and this is a very common chord progression. And you can play, of course, a minor blues scale over the whole thing, but it's also cool to know some other concepts which follow more the chords without even knowing exactly the modes or what you can play or approach stuff. And this is what this tutorial is about. And when you mix it up with your normal blues scale licks, you're gonna sound cool, and it's as if you know what you're doing. This is more or less how it's gonna sound. So now blues scale. Now we follow chords again. Back to blues scale. And so on and so on and so on. Yeah, so this you can see the contrast between the blues scale and following the chords. And it's like with the burger. I mean, if you just have a burger with some really crusty cheese on it, really rotten cheese, because you chewed it many times, you know the taste exactly. It's not really tasty, not any fun anymore. We want to have more fun in life, so we want to learn this stuff. And the first step to do that, we need to know the chords, of course, that we know how to follow them. So let's check them out. This version here is in G minor, so the chord progression is C minor 7 to F7 to B flat major 7 to E flat major 7 to A minor 7 flat 5 to D7 to G minor 7. So that will be the normal chords thing. But we're using the chords now as orientation, so let's get more near to this. C minor 7 here in the 8th fret. You can also use the normal C minor, barre. These are the chord notes or arpeggio notes or whatever you want. So these are the ones which you use when you want to follow the chords. So if you want to really play on the chord, you better use one of those notes. So in this case we're using this one as orientation point, C minor 7 here, bar in the 8 with the ring finger and middle finger the 8, A string damped to F7. This one is used as orientation here in the bar in the 8, middle ring finger, pinky in the 10th, and or the normal F. But of course, in the comping you don't use that one because it doesn't really, I don't think it sounds nice. You more use the F9 chord, but this doesn't really help for the orientation. So that's why we use this one here, F7. To B flat major 7 here in the 6th fret, 7, 7, 6 with the middle finger, or use the B barre as orientation. So here. Yeah, 6th fret, 7, 7, 6. And then the E flat major 7, barre in the 6th, ring, pinky in the 8th, middle finger in the 7th, or the normal E flat major chord as normal barre. Yeah. Then we go to A minor 7 flat 5, 5th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, 4th fret, A string damped. And then we go to D7, similar to F7. See? But we normally use the D7 sharp 9. But this doesn't really help on the orientation, so we're using this one here. To G minor 7. Yeah, so these were the chords which are used. And basically they help you to get an overview what you're gonna do. So now next step would be we're gonna add the licks now. And the licks follow the chords. This one here. This is nothing else as the C minor 9, 10th fret, 11th fret, 8th fret, and then so first we have a C minor 9 arpeggio, then we just switch to the F arpeggio. And the phrasing is really cool, makes it very smooth and soft. See? Very simple thing here, following the chords. Now the main thing in Autumn Leaves is the melody. That's why probably so popular. It just is a slight motif. This one. It just moves the motif down with the chords. So we move the whole thing down now. So we can go to B flat major. We're doing the same thing as before, but we just move down and accordingly to the next chord. So in this case would be here 8, 5, 6. And then the same thing to E flat major. Then we move the whole thing again down to A minor 7 flat 5 to D7. Again, we're going here. We just moved it down again, one note. So 6, 8, 8, 6, 5, 5, 5, 7, 7. We always started on the 9 of each chord. So the final note is, the final lick is again on the 9, on the G minor 9. So the whole thing is now 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Sounds really simple. It is pretty simple, but it's so smooth and cool. And when you mix it up with your minor blues scale stuff, it's really cool. And yeah, let's see how it sounds with the track, the whole thing. 1, 2, 3. It really goes well with each other. Now we go back to the other one. Yeah, now we probably want to have a second idea as a variation. Well, now we started from up. Before we started from up, went down. Well, now we do the opposite. We start from down, go up. Pretty similar method. We just use arpeggios. In this case, the C minor arpeggio. 10, 8, 8, 11. And this is the 9. 10, 8, 11, 8. So this is the arpeggio. Now it switches to F. This one here, this part. And I would suggest this finger which I'm using. It's more convenient. And you still have control over each string if you use one finger after each other, but you also can make a bar here. if that's more comfortable for you, but I don't like it when you have to do like this, but afterwards you're going to see sometimes it's just not possible another way. But as long as you use single fingers, you still have control over each note. See? So that was the part on C minor 7 to F7. Now same thing again, we move it down to B flat. Same thing again, arpeggio, but in this case, because we have a B flat major 7 chord, it's of course a B flat major 7 arpeggio. So 8, 7, 6, 5 to the 9, 8, 6, 5, 6. Now we switch to E flat major. In this case we start with the pinky and the ring and middle finger. See, goes really well. Now we're going to the next two chords, A minor 7 flat 5. Same thing again, arpeggio. 7th fret, 5th fret, 8, pinky, next to the bar, 8, 8 to the 9, and the 6th fret, 5. Now comes a place where it's probably the easiest way to do with bars. And the pinky a bar, and for the D also a bar. Well, you could use again ring finger, middle finger, index. Yeah, probably I would do it this way. Oops. Yeah, and then we end up here. We're playing a G minor 6 chord. 5, 3, 3, 5. This is the 6 to 9. This gives us a really cool vibe. So the whole thing will be like this. 3, 4. 3, 4. Sounds really nice, smooth, and it's not really hard to understand, and you're following the chords very well just with arpeggios. Let's see how they sound with the track together. With the minor scale, goes really well. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Now minor scale. Again. Now the other lick. Again, minor scale. Back to the licks. And so on. Yeah, these were simple ideas how to follow the chords and moving them into motifs and following the chord progression in this case. The Autumne Leaves chord progression you will find out is used very often. So it's good to have a concept when you see the whole block. Of course, it's oh, this is this. Then you just play the whole thing, and you have an idea to use it over the whole thing. And then suddenly your normal noodling with the blues scale or the minor blues scale sounds interesting again. It's like, as I said, with the burger, with the crusty cheese, you probably want to have tomatoes, onions, whatever, different types of cheese on it. And that's the way it's done, one of the ways. And in this case, you don't need any knowledge of modes or stuff like that. You just use the normal chords as orientation points and learn these licks, and it's pretty convenient. And still, you sound like you knew what you're doing. Well, you do know, but not entirely, because in this probably you don't know the modes. But even if you know the modes, it's the same concept. It's just if you know the modes, it's a little bit more easy with the orientation. But when you just work with the chords, it's already enough to get through the whole madness. Yeah, what more to say? Me and the old Dr. Ping. The tabs and the backing track can be downloaded in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Link is in the description box. Also, it would be nice if you leave me a review on Google Maps if you search for HPCrazy Guitar Academy. I really would appreciate if you like my tutorials here. You can follow me on Facebook, on Spotify if you want, or just become a member of the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. It's for free, or you make the premium membership upgrade. Me and Dr. Pink are signing off, and soon coming back with more jazz. Probably a master class or more cool stuff. So it's cool that you're here on my show, and see you next time.